Minister. Merci. Bonjour à tous.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for being with us this morning. We've just taken part in a very productive summit with our European partners, and it's always a great pleasure to talk to President Michel and President von der Leyen. As friends and allies, Europe and Canada share shared priorities, and we should continue working together to face all the challenges ahead of us. We dealt with a variety of subjects, including the pandemic and recovery. We also talked about combating climate change and cooperation on new technologies and our commitment to defend shared values such as democracy, human rights, gender equality, and the rule of law. Before coming to our work with the EU, I'd like to say something about our other meetings we've had.
In Cornwall with Ursula and Charles. As we continue the fight to end COVID-19 for good, we took a strong stance on major issues, including on access to vaccines, climate change, and global education. Yesterday, I took part in the NATO summit, along with our allies here in Brussels. The alliance is united and committed to continuing its important work on national and international security. We all agreed that we need to continue to adapt to new security challenges, including climate change and cyber threats. Our world is at a unique moment in history, and not only because of this pandemic. We must stand united. I'm encouraged by the collaboration I've seen between our friends and allies this week and during my meeting with the European Union. Our priorities are clear. Together, we must end this pandemic, rebuild our economies, and keep our people safe. Rebuilding our economies means thinking about the future. With EU partners, we talked about what we can do to build a cleaner economy for years to come. To begin with, in order to continue creating good, green jobs for the middle class, we must secure supply chains for critical minerals and metals that are essential for things like electric car batteries. That's why Canada and the EU are launching the Strategic Partnership on Raw Minerals. This new partnership is focused on securing the supply of these critical minerals, all while creating and supporting good jobs. Of course, we can't talk about supply chains without also talking about trade agreements. On that front, Canada and the EU are continuing our partnership under CETA to create opportunities for workers and businesses alike on both sides of the Atlantic. During our summit, we advanced our work to adopt a mutual recognition agreement that would simplify border procedures while enhancing security measures. This agreement will further speed up the flow of trade between Canada and the EU and contribute to the safety and security of all Canadians. We know that we've worked very hard together, the Europeans and Canada, over the past number of years. Even as other countries were slightly more protectionistic, we were able to get many things done during an uncertain time on the global stage, which led us to strong advances for our citizens, for our economies, advances that we are continuing to build on today as we move forward at an even accelerated pace. Our government will continue to ensure all Canadians benefit from these progressive trade deals, including farmers, small and medium-sized business owners, women entrepreneurs, and the middle class. That's what Building Back Better is all about, an economy that leaves no one behind. And at the heart of that more resilient economy is climate change. Les changements climatiques et la perte
Climate change and the loss of biodiversity are existential threats. In addition to continuing our efforts to get to carbon neutrality by 2050, Canada and the EU will step up their collaboration to develop measures and technologies which will ensure that the energy transition is fair for everyone. Because the health of our economies, the health of our planet, and the health of our planet are linked. We want to generate strong green jobs. And the more we do that, the more clean the air that we breathe will become. We need to reduce our emissions and do more to protect the earth and our oceans. We often talk about greener economies, but we also need to talk about bluer economies. So we're going to launch a maritime partnership so as to improve collaboration between businesses, governments and other stakeholders so as to better protect our oceans. We also want to ensure that our farming, our agriculture, is more sustainable. That is why, following the summit, a series of initiatives will be launched to provide information on cleaner agriculture for farmers and producers and other organizations. We're all committed to continue to take specific steps to protect our environment because our health and security depend on it.
Safety, job one remains ending this pandemic. And as we do that, we have to continue strengthening our health systems for today and for the future. To support pandemic prevention, preparedness and response, we will launch the Canada-EU Dialogue on Health. This will help Canada and Europe share more information, identify emerging health threats, and work together to keep people healthy, including through mental health support. And on the subject of the pandemic and vaccines, I want to pick up on what both Ursula and Charles talked about and say thank you. Thank you not just to European leaders, but to workers across Europe who've been getting the world through this pandemic by producing life-saving vaccines. Canada's friendship and close alliance with Europe is certainly something that we have counted on, but we will continue to work together to make sure that in the future, Canada continues to be a strong partner to get us all around the world through pandemics like this. Whether it's creating jobs or ending the pandemic, whether it's making our economies more competitive in the digital world or standing up for our shared values around the globe, together, Canadians and Europeans will continue to build a better future. Alors qu'on s'apprête à
We're now preparing to rebuild following the pandemic, rebuild our partnership between Canada and the EU. And that partnership is now stronger than ever following yesterday's summit and other summits this week. I'm optimistic about our determination to create a cleaner, safer and more inclusive world. There's a lot of challenges still ahead, but we'll continue working together to face them. Thank you very much, my friends. Thank you very much, everyone.